The Sobriety Crew podcast anthem is the official.
Welcome to Absolutely Focused Radio, the show where we go beyond the surface to explore sobriety, relationships, and personal transformation. I'm your host, Daniel Nelson, and today we're tackling one of the hardest parts of sobriety that no one really prepares you for. What happens after you put the bottle down? Because here's the truth. Quitting alcohol is just the beginning. The real work starts when you're forced to face the pain, the relationships, and the patterns that drove you to drink in the first place. That's why I brought in someone who truly understands what it means to push through obstacles and step into personal power. My guest today is none other than Marcus the Motivator, a coach, a speaker, and someone who has helped countless individuals break free from toxic cycles. Marcus, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Daniel. This topic is incredibly important. Sobriety is about way more than just stopping drinking. It's about learning how to truly live again.
Segment 1. The reality of sobriety and hidden struggles.
Let's get right into it. A lot of people assume that once you get sober, life automatically improves. But that's not always the case, right?
Oh, absolutely. The reality is that sobriety forces you to face everything you are trying to escape. And one of the biggest challenges, realizing that not everyone in your life is rooting for your success. Some people liked you better when you didn't have boundaries, when you were easy to manipulate, or when your self-worth was so low that you accepted anything.
Right, and that's a huge wake-up call. A study from the National Institute on Recovery found that over 85% of people in early sobriety have to completely rebuild their social circles within the first year. That means most of the people who are around when you were drinking aren't the same ones who are there when you're healing.
Exactly. And that's why I always say sobriety isn't just about quitting drinking, it's about reclaiming your power.
Segment 2. Toxic relationships and setting boundaries.
Let's talk about the people who try to pull you back into unhealthy patterns. Maybe it's a friend who always calls when they need something, but never when you need support. Maybe it's a partner who doesn't respect your decision to get sober. In sobriety, you start asking, where is my peace in all of this? And when you do, the people who benefited from your silence start pushing back.
That's so true. The moment you start setting boundaries, two things happen. The right people will respect them. The wrong people will resist them. And listen, if someone gets angry because you're taking care of yourself, that's a red flag. No one who truly loves you will resent you for prioritizing your mental health.
That's such an important message. Research from a 2022 study found that people who establish clear boundaries in early recovery are 3 times more likely to maintain long-term sobriety.
Yes, boundaries are a form of self-respect. They're not about punishing others. They're about protecting yourself from toxic patterns that could pull you back into destructive behaviors.
Segment 3. Rebuilding and finding your purpose.
Once you cut out the toxic relationships, there's something else that people don't talk about enough. The void it leaves behind. When you stop prioritizing unhealthy relationships, you suddenly realize, what do I do with all this time and energy?
This is where purpose comes in. Because if you don't fill that void with something meaningful, you risk going back to what's familiar.
That's powerful. A recent study found that 92% of people who maintain long-term sobriety report experiencing a complete shift in their identity within the first 2 years. For me, that meant creating this podcast and building a platform to help others navigate their journey. For someone else, it might mean writing a book, starting a business, or even just learning how to live in peace.
Exactly. Purpose is what keeps you going when motivation fades. And it doesn't have to be some huge grand thing. It just has to be meaningful to you.
Closing message and call to action.
If today's episode spoke to you, I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what do I need to release in order to be free? Is it the fear of what others think? A toxic relationship? The guilt of choosing yourself for the first time? Whatever it is, know this: you are not alone. Sobriety isn't about being perfect. It's about choosing yourself every single day. If you're looking for support, resources, or a community that gets it, head over to my website or join our private group where we talk about all of this openly and without judgment. And if this episode helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because we rise by lifting each other. Until next time, stay absolutely focused. You got this.
Every step that I'm taking, I rise from the ground. With dreams on my mind, hear the strain, feel the sound. We ain't looking back, only forward we go. Rising up together, let the whole world know. Keep pushing through the storm, see the light ahead. With every heartbeat, we're stronger inside. We are the warriors, we rise from the dust. With hearts full of courage, in ourselves we trust. This anthem of strength, it's loud and it's clear. We're ready to conquer, there's nothing to fear.